Are we about to see huge movement in crypto in the next 24 to 48 hours? Oh, it seems like it just by looking at Bitcoin's volatility. Lately, it has been the lowest for almost 500 days. Of course, there's a lot of different places that says different things. Some of them say this is not the lowest. Some of them says, well, this has been the lowest for 530 days. Regarding if it is the lowest or not, we have been at a staggering low volatility for Bitcoin specifically. So we're going to look at that and we're going to see how volatility affects and what it tells you it's going to happen in the future for Bitcoin and every other cryptocurrency. So let's talk about it in today's video. So as the time I'm recording this, you can see that we are at a bottom, which goes all the way to October 2023. So this is one of the lowest. You can see right here in July 2024, in February 2024, we have seen low points like this. And then before that, it was all the way down to October 2023. So you can see if we go to another chart right here, still at the very bottom, and this is historically all the way to 2013. If we zoom in, we don't need all the way to 2013. Let's go to 2020. You can see we're not as high as we're on DeFi Summer 2020, 2021. These were peaks, huge amounts of volatility. Now we're not as high, but still not as low. But that being said, we are starting to see some movement. Bitcoin went from $95,000 to $93,000. Ethereum broke below the 1800 once again. You can see that it's falling. And the one that is showing most the movement is Solana right here, falling so far at 140.52, but it seems like it's gonna fall more from what we're seeing here with the Bollinger Bands. And in the daily, as I said, it was gonna be stopped by the moving average, which it actually happens. Now we don't know if it's going to correct all the way to the 122, but as I said, the 130 is a very strong place of rest for Solana. So maybe we're going to be looking at the 134 now. So that being said, we are seeing these liquidations happen so far. So far, we are in the past 24 hours at $348 million liquidated. And most of these, 71% to be more exact, are longs liquidated. So you can see how longs are getting wiped. And I think this number will change very, very soon. Yeah, 355 right now. And it's going to go up because Solana is going down very, very fast. And I think it's going to be falling for now. And this is shown by volatility. Volatility usually when it's low, it shows that the market is waiting out for so to say, or it is stagnating at a certain price or a certain range. And usually when it drops a lot, it means that something is about to come. It's just like the shore when you are at the beach, for example, and you see the shore retracting very, very fast. This is a call out for a tsunami. So the water is going to go back because it's going to come in a wave, and you cannot predict if it's going to be a upside movement or a downward movement. You just know that a volatility drop is calling for a volatility increase, which brings in a lot of movement for the markets. So you can see right here, increase in volatility, huge drop in price, but you can see also here, increase in volatility, huge increase in price. So IV up doesn't mean that price of Bitcoin up. It means that a huge movement is happening. So IV down means that you should be preparing yourself for a huge movement towards either side. And the best way to do that is by not selling options. Selling options on low IV is not the best thing, but buying options and actually making strategies that are bilateral, meaning that you can make money in whatever direction the market goes, is the most important thing. So how do you make money with bilateral strategies? Well, instead of spreads, you can make iron condors, you can make butterflies that give you profit on whichever side the market moves. We have videos talking about multiple strategies here, and we have the course that we're working on, and that course will be free and will be hosted here on Bitopics. So stay tuned for that so you can learn strategies that are going to make you money when the market's up, down, sideways, whatever it is. So does it mean that Solana will go down even more? Does it mean that Bitcoin and Ethereum will go down even more? No. Not necessarily. It is not correlated to be like the same day or a movement that is going to be happening at the same time. No, we could be seeing delays. We could just be seeing a little bit of a sellout right here on Solana. But for all of these three, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, we had already touched the top of the Bollinger. So usually it's going to go down a little bit, wait it out, and then we should see another rally. And if that matches with the volatility, then yes, we should see a huge spike in price for these assets. It is just a waiting game pretty much. And again, my recommendation here is that you don't sell options when the IV is low. You usually want to sell options when the IV is high because you're pretty much shorting IV when you do this. So what it means is that you want to sell at high IV because you're going to have premiums that are going to be juicier, so higher premiums, and you want to wait out for the IV to drop, because if IV drops, even if the price of the asset stays the same, so Bitcoin stays at 93,000, Ethereum at 1700, they don't move, because the IV goes down, you're going to have the premium shrinking in price, and that is good for you because you want it to end up at zero anyway. So you sell it, collect the premium, and you want the premium to be at zero by the time of expiration when you close this position. So selling IV is only when IV is high, meaning that selling options should be only when IV is high. And if you're trying to collect weekly income, daily income, or just to maintain your cash flow coming in with options like we suggest you do, well, guess what? We still have the copy trading for you, and you can come right here on Bitopics. You see that now we're back in the green, April being the best month of 2025 so far, and even counting December. December, we've made 454%, January 515, February 3.63, March at 309, and now April with 557%. So fantastic returns this month, and we're very glad that we're able to get the best month so far for the copy trading, and we are so close to reaching 2 million in assets under management. So if you haven't yet, join the club, join Bitopics, and enjoy these good rewards that we're seeing with us. So if we look at the Fear and Greed Index, we can see that we're going back towards the greedy. We can actually see the charts right here that a few days ago we went all the way to the 72, so we got very greedy, and now we're going back towards the 56. But if we look, for example, on the Fear and Greed Index from CoinMarketCap, you're going to see that we didn't have that huge greed spike like we did. Of course, it was still high, but I don't think it was 72 or 76 like we saw right here. But still, it was a greedy week when we saw Bitcoin going all the way to 95,000. And now we should be seeing some slowdown, and that should affect the price of Bitcoin as well. But we should keep an eye on volatility. If it starts spiking again, going back up, it means that something is coming, and we should see a reflection in the price itself of these assets. So ending the video with a lot of red right here on everything. If you remember on Monday, this was very green. There was green all over, and this is not for you to be scared. You shouldn't be scared of this. You should remember that the market is not linear, so the market is volatile. It has ups and downs, so you should be prepared to everything that happens. But still, we are in a very good place at 93,000 for Bitcoin, just below the 600 for BNB, and 144 for Solana. So we hope these prices will stay the same. If not, we are going to be prepared to fix this and to protect ourselves for the following days. As you can see, the Fear and Greed Index right here from CoinMarketCap does not reflect the same that we saw from Alternative Me. This one I think is a little bit more reliable, but they tend to have the same direction overall, meaning that right now we're in a neutral market, and we're just waiting for the market to show us some strength, some points of interest, where it's going to go up or down. So we're still waiting for a signal, a sign to show us the overall direction of the market. So this is a little bit of a smaller video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on Friday for us to analyze the market and see what could be done in regards of crypto going up or down throughout the weekend. Thank you very much. I'll see you then. Peace.